Lesson 1. Economic Basics and Production Stages. Every economic decision starts with the basic difference between needs, which are essentials for survival, like basic food, and wants, which are things we desire but can live without. Because resources are limited, we face scarcity, forcing us to make choices. Whenever you make a choice, you face an opportunity cost. This isn't just about cash spent. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative you give up. For instance, if a firm spends 2 million euros on a new factory, the opportunity cost is the expansion of an existing factory that it can no longer fund. To create goods and services, businesses rely on the factors of production. These are land for natural resources, labor for human effort, capital for man-made resources, and entrepreneurship to organize everything and take risks. Production then happens in stages. Primary production extracts natural resources, like farming, fishing, and mining. Secondary production manufactures goods, for example, transforming raw timber into furniture. Finally, tertiary production provides services, like retail or delivery. These stages create a chain of production, where firms are interdependent. Primary firms supply materials to secondary manufacturers, who then pass finished goods to tertiary distributors. If there is disruption at any one stage, it affects the whole chain of getting the final product to consumers.
Lesson 2. Business Ownership and Stakeholders. In a mixed economy, like Malta, resources are allocated by both private enterprise and the government. Private sector firms are usually owned by individuals or shareholders, aiming for profit. In contrast, public sector bodies are owned or controlled by the state to provide public services. When starting a private business, ownership structure matters. A sole trader typically has unlimited liability, meaning the owner is personally responsible for business debts, even beyond the capital they invested. If the business fails, personal assets might be taken to settle debts. However, a private limited company is a separate legal entity. This usually offers its shareholders limited liability, restricting their financial risk to their share capital. Another option is franchising, where a franchisee pays fees and royalties to use a franchisor's established brand, products, and system. Inside and outside every business are stakeholders, and their interests can conflict because resources are limited. For example, employees are internal stakeholders who want higher wages and better working conditions. However, owners might want to minimize costs to increase profit. Customers want lower prices, while the government wants tax revenue and legal compliance. Because everyone wants different outcomes from the same limited resources, balancing these aims is a constant challenge for management. Speaking of management, some leaders use an autocratic style, making decisions alone with very little employee input, unlike democratic styles that involve consultation. Lesson 3. Marketing Principles and Strategies. The main role of the marketing function is to identify customer needs and promote products that satisfy those needs profitably. Before launching a product, a business needs market research. Desk research uses existing secondary data, like reports or statistics. Field research gathers new primary data specifically for a problem, like surveying 200 shoppers about their taste preferences. With data in hand, firms use market segmentation to divide the market into groups of consumers with similar characteristics, allowing them to target their offers effectively. A core marketing tool is the 7 Ps: product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. Products go through a life cycle. Following the introduction phase, the growth stage usually features rapidly rising sales as awareness spreads. Later, when a product hits maturity, firms use extension strategies like product updates or finding new markets to delay decline. Pricing is another critical factor. Penetration pricing sets a low initial price to gain market share quickly. Conversely, market skimming sets a high initial price to target customers willing to pay for novelty, helping recover research costs before dropping the price later. Alternatively, cost-plus pricing simply calculates the unit cost and adds a desired profit markup percentage. Strong branding, using a name and logo, helps customers recognize the product and builds loyalty. Finally, ethical marketing is crucial. Misleading claims can damage trust, harm a firm's long-term reputation, and attract regulatory action. Lesson 4. Operations,
distribution, and consumer protection. Running a business requires efficient operations and purchasing. The purchasing department's job is to obtain the right goods at the right quality, quantity, time, and cost. When making products, businesses choose different production methods. Job production is used to make a unique, highly customized item to a customer's specific order, like a bespoke suit. To improve efficiency, firms might use automation, applying machines and technology to perform tasks with less direct human labor. As output increases, a firm might benefit from economies of scale, which occur when average unit costs fall due to factors like bulk buying. Location is also key. A firm processing heavy or perishable inputs that are costly to transport will likely locate close to raw materials. Managing inventory is a delicate balance. Overstocking is problematic because it ties up cash and increases risks of storage costs, spoilage, and obsolescence. Once products are ready, businesses use distribution channels. The shortest channel is direct distribution, moving straight from producer to consumer. E-commerce facilitates this, widening market reach and enabling 24/7 online ordering. At the point of sale, packaging supports marketing by protecting the product, providing legal information, and attracting buyers. Sometimes, a business will use sales promotions, like a temporary buy one get one free offer in-store to stimulate purchases. Throughout all this, businesses must operate fairly. In Malta, the Malta Competition and Consumer Affairs Authority protects consumers and promotes fair competition to ensure businesses behave responsibly.
Thanks for watching. For free practice questions, study guides, and flashcards, visit exampreprise.com. Good luck on your exam!